I'd like for you to go back in time with me to December 1914. World War I has been raging for the last 5 months, and it was an especially awful war because the main means of fighting were soldiers climbing out of trenches, crossing open land filled with mines and enemy machine gun fire to engage in hand-to-hand combat with the enemy. I'd also like for you to imagine that we're just outside of a town in Belgium called Ypres. It is a cold and dark place in the winter. The average temperatures are anywhere from 34 to 45 degrees, and they receive roughly 50 hours of sunlight a month. This is a place where German and English soldiers have dug their trenches and have been engaged in war. But rather than focusing on the war this December, I want to talk about a Christmas miracle called the Christmas Truce. And for me to talk about it, I would like to cover a few excerpts from a soldier that was there and wrote about it. Then came a message from brigade headquarters, brought I think by 2nd Lieutenant Bruce Bairnsfather of the Warwicks. Our wiring parties were required in no man's land all night, and there would be a moon. We would have to work only 50 yards from the German machine guns, and 2 hours later we filed out of the dark trees into the naked, moonlit terror of no man's land, holding shovels beside our faces in hopes of protection against the expected mortar blasts. The moon was high and white among frozen cloudlets. We were visible. Someone slipped with a clank of spade or rifle. We flung ourselves on our faces, and we waited. The battlefield was as silent as the moon. For an hour we worked in silence, in a most mysterious soundlessness. What had happened? There was no rifle fire either up or down the line. At midnight we heard laughing as we worked. We heard singing from the German lines, carols the tunes of which we knew. This unreal moonlight life went on happily. Cries of, "Come over, Tommy, we won't fire at you." And then a dark figure approached me, hesitatingly. A trap? I walked towards it with bumping heart. "Merry Christmas, English friend." And we shook hands. All Christmas Day, gray and khaki figures mingled and talked in no man's land. The next day was quiet, and the next. Waving hands from the trenches by day, singing and reflected blaze of trench bonfires at night. It was a lovely time. This lovely time went on for a few days before orders from higher command came down stating that the fighting was to begin again, and that soldiers caught socializing with the enemy would be court-martialed, the penalty of which would be death. This time was truly a miracle and shows that no matter what you're going through, you can put aside differences, you can find commonalities and things that make us similar, and make our living reality a bit better. Things 108 years later look a little bit different. We're not fighting a world war. We are divisive against friends, family, and strangers, but our human spirit hasn't changed. So this year, this holiday season, I'd like to extend a challenge to you. The same challenge that the German and English soldiers accomplished that Christmas in 1914, and that is to extend a truce to those that you may be fighting with, to stop seeing things that divide us, and to look for things that unite and help us move forward. as each of us look for these opportunities and for these commonalities with those that we interact with, as a society, we'll be able to move forward. During this Christmas and holiday season and beyond, look to extend a truce to those that you differ on opinions with. Look to be, do, and inspire good. And as we do that, as you do that, not only will your life improve, but the lives of those that you interact with become better, the life of our community will become better, and our world becomes better as well. That's it for this episode of Take 10. Merry Christmas.